What's up, everybody? This is Daryl.
And this is Aaron.
And we're talking Marvel Comics.
Marvel Comics.
Marvel Comics. Your favorite company.
I do like Marvel.
No. Marvel's a good company. Alright, so what's to read this week? Let me guess. Amazing Spider-Man number 10.
Amazing number 10. Spider-Verse has been an awesome story, and anybody that's a fan of Spider-Man, you should be reading this because it's like the ultimate Spider-Man story. That's my opinion, at least.
But it's not the ultimate Spider-Man.
It's not the ultimate Spider-Man. I gotta be careful because of the universe thing, and I'm not gonna get into that.
Yeah, let's not get into that. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's a cool story, Spider-Verse. We talked about it last week. If you're not reading it already, you should be. That's all I gotta say about that.
Armor up, Iron Man! Engage interlock mechanics! Armor up, War Machine!
It's Particle Beam! Attach front battle computer module!
My brain blast will make scrap metal of you! Not in this lifetime, MODOK! With my rings I rule on land and sea!
Just undersea dome! I'm here to make waves, Mandarin!
Iron Man, War Machine, Hydro Armor Iron Man, and action figures, each sold separately.
Avengers number 38. Time runs out in 4 months. The Beyonder is coming in January. We do know that. Time runs out. Basically, this book is fast forwarded to the future, but in 4 months, time runs out. Four horsemen.
Secret Wars.
Secret Wars, Battle World. The big story that Marvel's got planned, which actually looks pretty cool. Planet Hulk looks really awesome. Steve Rogers taking on a planet full of Hulks, and one looks like Hulk Hogan.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So
I gotta check this one out then.
So that one you should check out just for that alone. So, but anyway, Avengers number 38. And you've also got Avengers and X-Men number 6. Axis continues. The inversion spell has changed the Marvel Universe. There's a new apocalypse. All kinds of things like that. Spoiler alert if you haven't read number 1 or 2 or 3. But there's a new apocalypse, and a lot of the characters are changing. It's a different dynamic in the Marvel Universe. You should read it and check it out.
I think this is a pretty interesting story to have.
Well, like, for example, you got Axis Carnage coming out, number 2, this week. Carnage is sort of a good guy.
That's different. And as much as, you might take away from Marvel or DC, depending on which one you're a fan of, they're both telling different stories, trying to change things up, and it makes things interesting.
Yeah, you gotta change things up or they get canceled and die out.
And we hate that.
Yes, yeah, we want to keep the books going. We've got Avengers World number 15, Axis Revolutions number 2, which kind of, actually, Axis Revolutions number 1 had one of the most hilarious Doctor Strange stories I've ever read. He's battling with, like, trying to be, cool, calm, and collected Doctor Strange with, the inversion of his personality, which is like almost like an immature child. He and Wong were going back and forth.
I knew something was different when you said a humorous Doctor Strange story. You don't necessarily think of that when you think of Doctor Strange.
Yeah, it was actually one of the funniest stories. I was like, man, this is so weird. It's almost kind of creepy, but it's hilarious. I mean, Wong and him, the last panel was really funny. Anyway, that was what Wong.
I, Skeletor, have another warrior named Whiplash!
Battle Armor, He-Man, and Skeletor, Whiplash, and Buzz-Off, each sold separately.
And I, He-Man, have a powerful winged warrior named Buzz-Off! So it's the Super Stinger Buzz-Off! Against the vicious tail of Whiplash! Ha-ha! Now, may the mightiest warrior win!
Buzz-Off and Whiplash figures are new from the Masters of the Universe collection. Other action figures also sold separately from Mattel.
We got Black Widow number 12, Daredevil number 10, Mark Waid, good book.
Mark Waid's an excellent writer. On the DC side, I would say Kingdom Come being one of the best, or Superman Birthright was really good too.
Kingdom Come was awesome. Birthright, that's a not forgotten, but it was a good book.
Yeah.
Mark Waid, he has a digital website, Thrillbent, who recently made a deal with IDW to print their books. One of those books is called Insufferable, which is about a father and son Batman and Robin type team, which is called Insufferable. So just imagine the title and that type of dynamic. Anyway, something cool you might want to check out from Mark Waid. It's not Marvel, but something coming up. Deadpool number 37, Death of Wolverine, the Weapon X program, number 2. Did you read number 1?
I have not. The last thing I read was the last issue of Death of Wolverine, and I know some people said that they thought it was a lackluster ending, but I thought it was a really fitting ending. I enjoyed that story a lot.
I can see why they say that, but really I think it was planned. Charles Soule wrote that, and he also writes the Weapon X program book. I think it was meant to be a continuation because it's leading to a weekly Wolverines book come 2015. But the last page of number 1 was enough to make me go, what? So you read Death of Wolverine, then you read Weapon X program number 1, you're like, what in the world? Anyway, so it has me curious what Charles Soule has in store.
I gotta pick up.
I don't want to give it away, but all I'm going to say is like it makes me just wonder what he's doing. I don't know how he did it. Anyway, just read the book.
The Ultra Police, the only cops with rapid repeat cap firing.
Evil headhunter Arnie Skyhawk is cruising for trouble. RoboCop in his armored RoboCopter takes off after him, fire robo missiles. We'll give you a lift to jail.
Robo vehicles and Robocopter.
So we got Guardians of the Galaxy number 21, Fantastic Four number 13. You like
Fantastic Four number 13. Aren't we getting close to the end?
It's getting ready to end. In January, it reverts back to the old numbering, back in the 600s or 700s.
Wow.
Yeah, the book's coming to an end, and the Fantastic Four, according to Marvel, are going to go away for a little while.
It's the end of an era, really.
It is.
That's the group that changed, and I'm not as big of a Fantastic Four fan as others, but I acknowledge what that meant to the comic world.
Speaking of the Fantastic Four, did you hear about Doctor Doom in the new movie?
No, I heard rumors, but I'm not clear as to what's going on.
Doctor Doom is some type of computer programmer or something known as Doom.
No.
That's all I'm gonna say. If you think that's stupid, please comment in our section below and let us know that you think Doctor Doom is the
Dr.
movie.
Doom.
The new concept is ridiculous. Let people know what you think. And if you actually watch this video, we will know.
Anyway.
I will give you a high five if you mention that part of the video.
Anyway.
Not just anything. That's a high five with 1,000 gold stars.
Wow.
All right, we'll keep going. We've got what else? We got Legendary Star-Lord. That's second printing. Magneto number 12. Loki of Agent of Asgard number 8. Moon Knight number 9. Moon Knight. It's a book you need to read, Aaron.
I said I wasn't going to say anything bad.
Moon Knight's awesome. Moon
Warren
Knight's-
Ellis did write the start, and I like Warren Ellis a lot. I will say that positive thing about Moon Knight.
Brian Wood's continuation is actually really good. So Moon Knight number 9 is a must read. Magneto number 12, I thought ties in with Axis. Loki, Agent of Asgard, ties in with Axis. He has to tell the truth now, he can't lie.
That's pretty funny.
That is pretty funny. So if you like Loki, you like that concept, read that book. New Avengers number 26, it ties in also with time running out with the Avengers. It's fast forwards 8 months into the future. And the Avengers world actually will have what happens in between later on in the next few months. Anyway, if you're reading Avengers, you know what I'm talking about. Punisher number 12. Aaron's back.
I love this book. The Punisher.
Tell us why you love it.
The Punisher's just one of my favorite characters. He's flawed, but yet he has his purpose and he sticks to that purpose. And it at least he does do the right thing. It's his attempt to at least. And Nathan
Frank
Edmondson. I really love his run. Like, I was so into Greg Rucka's run that I kind of haven't read since Rucka left. And then when I jump back onto Nathan Edmondson's, it's my favorite Marvel book. Out of all the Marvel books out right now, that's my favorite right
Which he also writes Black Widow and Deathlock.
I haven't read Deathlock, but I did read Black Widow, and it was pretty good.
Deathlock number 1 was interesting. I'm real curious where it's going to go. It wasn't blow my mind kind of issue, but it was like, I wonder what they're doing with this. I'm intrigued. So you should read that and check it out. We got it here. Of course. Is there any doubt? So we've also got Spider-Woman number 1 coming out.
I was a Spider-Woman fan. Like, I'm kind of curious on this one. I don't know if I'll have the money to get it with all the other comics I'm getting, but I would like to check it out for sure.
Spider-Woman ties in with Spider-Verse. Silk, the other person bitten by the radioactive spider, will co-star in the book, and then later on she'll star in her own series. So anyway, check out the book, Spider-Woman number 1, Spider-Verse. Silk is cool. I like her. Cindy Moon. She just can't be next to Peter Parker for very long.
It's not good.
Bad news for both of us. Any book, you got Storm number 5, X-Force comes out. Is there any book, Aaron, that you think people ought to read?
I'm going to go with the Punisher on this one. I'm kind of curious about X-Force, but, I'm more stuck in the old, and things have changed so much, it's hard for me to jump back in, but I think all those characters are cool, and I would like to see that original team together again.
X-Force?
Yeah.
Cable.
And Storm is Greg Pak, so I can't say anything wrong with that.
It's a good book. Unfortunately, I had to let it go for a cooler book called Birthright from Image Comics. That'll be another day. But Storm actually is a really great book. If you like Storm, Forge was in the issues recently, but yeah, I mean, there's some really good Marvel books you need to be reading. I'm trying to think. You made me think. You were talking about Punisher and Nathan Edmondson. What were you talking about?
I was just talking about how good his run was. Greg Rucka's run was good. They've brought in the female character from the Rocket Run into the story.
I know what I was going to say. The great thing about Marvel Comics is every issue has a first page that brings you up to speed. You say, hey, I don't know where to jump in. What's going on? Well, the great thing about Marvel, that first page will bring you up to speed so you know what's going on before you read that issue.
That is a pretty cool thing about Marvel.
So, I mean, that's something, if you ever, ever wondered, hey, where do I start? Just pick up an issue. They'll bring you up to speed in the first comic. Or not, or if not, just ask us. We'll say, hey, here's some comics you should read.
I'll be like, here, Daryl, he's the Marvel guy, and he can let you know.
That's right. And don't forget, now,
We got him?
we do have them. We do got them.
Where?
We do got them. At Big Bang Toys, Comics, and Games in Owensboro, Kentucky. BobBigBang.com. 270-688-5800. Any other type of information you might see flash on your screen.
Or check the website.
Right
BobBigBang.com.
there! Visit the website, BobBigBang.com. Any Marvel books we need to read besides Punisher?
Amazing Spider-Man.
Number 10, of course, Spider-Verse. You need to read Axis.
No
number.
question.
You need to need Avengers and X-Men Axis number 6. I'm Daryl,
And I'm Aaron.
and we've been talking Marvel Comics, and don't forget,